Hello and welcome to Uncle Maths Online Academy. Today we want to continue with our discussion on standard forms, and we are going to be learning how to evaluate numbers expressed in standard form. Maybe two numbers that are expressed in standard form. How can we multiply them? How can we divide them? How can we add them? And how can we subtract them? That is what we are doing in evaluation of standard form. So let's start with multiplication. If we have numbers that we want to multiply and they are expressed in standard form, we multiply the numbers before the power together and then take one of the tens, because you know that standard forms, the numbers are expressed as, let me say, 2 times 10 raised to power maybe a or anything. Let me say 2 times 10 raised to power 3. This is an example of a number expressed in standard form. Now let's say that you have another number times this times 4 times 10 raised to power 2. Now how do we multiply this? To multiply this number, we multiply this 4 and 2 together and take only one 10. Then we add the power. So in multiplication of numbers expressed in standard form, we multiply these numbers, the coefficients, and then we take one of the tens and add the power. Now, so what we are going to have here is 4 times 2. That will give us 8. Now 8, we now take only one of the 10. We take either 10 here or 10 of this one or 10 here. So we have times 10. We leave the second 10 alone. Then we add the powers. You see, the powers are 3 here and 2 here. So we say 3 plus 2. So that is going to give us 8 times 10 raised to power 5. This is the answer. Now let's look at another example. If we have 2.51 times by 10 raised to power 6 times 7.63 times by 10 raised to power 5 times by 10 raised to power 5, how do we multiply these numbers expressed in standard form? We multiply this one by this, and whatever it gives us, we take one of the tens and then we add the power. So 2.51 times by 7.63, it is going to give us 19.1513. Then multiply by, we take one of the tens, which is 10 raised to power 6 plus 5 will give us 11. One 19.1513 times by 10 raised to power 11. This is the answer. So this is actually how to do multiplication in or multiplication of standard forms of numbers expressed in standard form. Now let's look at a division. If we want to divide a number that is expressed or numbers that are expressed in standard form, we divide the basic numbers, that is what you may call coefficient. Then, assuming we have 4 times 10 raised to power 5 divided by 2 times 10 raised to power 2 raised to power 3, we divide this number, we divide these two, take one of the 10 and subtract the powers. Remember, in multiplication, we are adding the powers. In multiplication, we are adding the powers. But in division, we are subtracting the powers. So for this one now, we are going to have 4 divided by 2, then multiply by, we take one of the 10s, 10 raised to power 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3. Now that is going to give us 4 divided by 2 is 2 times by 10 raised to power 5 minus 3 is 2. So this is the answer. Now let's look at this example again. Assuming we have 4.08 times by 10 raised to power 8, then divided by 3 times 10 raised to power 6. How do we do this? Now we say 3 divided 4.08, we have divided by 3, then multiply by, we take one of the 10s, 10 raised to power 8 minus 6. So we are going to have 4.08 divided by 3, we are going to get 1.36, then times by 10 raised to power 8 minus 6 is 2. So this is going to be the answer. So this is how to do multiplication and division of numbers expressed in standard forms.